It's not nostalgia. Old Roblox was better. This is gonna be my first gaming react video, but as someone who's joined Roblox in 2016, 10 years ago, I want this to be my first.
1, 2, 3. Funky.
Hey, I hope I don't get copyrighted. Hey.
Okay, so if you grew up playing
Roblox High School,
you already know exactly what I'm talking about. The second you bring up how much better this platform used to be, somebody always hits you with the same line. You only miss it because you were a kid. It's just nostalgia. Old Roblox wasn't actually any better than what we've got now. You were just younger and happier. And that's usually where the conversation ends. Old Roblox better? It's just nostalgia. Cool. Conversation over.
Is that true? I feel like, with old Roblox, every single game was like a new game. Like Jailbreak, Flee the Facility, Murder Mystery 2, everything is like a different genre. Nowadays, everything is like a simulator and brain rotified. Like, actually like brain rotified, like escape a brain rot, steal a brain rot obby. I feel like now there's like a formula, and whenever people see a formula succeed, there's like 20 versions of it that come after it. Like Grow a Garden, for example, then they'll make Grow a Brain Rot. Like different like versions that's like, oh my god, dude, like this is like another game that I guess could be fun for like an hour, but you realize you're just playing the exact same game. It's just kind of like saddening.
Except I've never really bought that because I don't think it's true. So I went digging to actually settle it once and for all. Was old Roblox genuinely better? Or have we all just been lied to by our own memories? Now, quick disclaimer before we get into it. This isn't gonna be one of those old Roblox perfect, new Roblox trash videos. I actually do like a decent amount of modern Roblox, to be honest. It's more so the fact that I've been playing pretty consistently since 2015, and lately I just haven't been. I don't really keep up with a lot of the news on the platform anymore, or even any of the new games that are out.
Yeah, I remember I would always watch YouTubers like Shark Blogs, keeping up with Roblox updates. Nowadays, I don't really keep up with gaming content in general. Like maybe I'll watch like Jinxie play a game or something, but I watch for like the personality, not really for the game itself even anymore. It's kind of weird.
And at the same time, I keep seeing these old Roblox was better type of videos spreading all over social media, with people making whole edits about old Roblox and talking about how much they miss it. And what I'm thinking is, there's gotta be something there, right? It can't all just be nostalgia. Alright, so quick story time. I first found out about Roblox from a friend at school back in 2015. He wrote his username down on a piece of paper and told me to add him when I got home. And obviously being a kid with nothing better to do, I went home and made an account. Roblox back then was sort of completely different than it is now, believe it or not. We still had the forums, seasonal events like egg hunts, Halloween events, and Christmas events.
Something I saw on my timeline that was like, man, times have changed a lot. Not saying anything bad or good about this, I just think it's interesting. In the past, you guys played Roblox, you guys know what guests are. Back then, when you wanted to play as a guest, it would ask you if you want to be a boy or a girl. And I think that's just so crazy to even think about, since Roblox would never do an update like that anymore, or even like insinuate like, oh, you want to pick this gender or this gender. Now it's just like a lot more inclusive, but it's just like crazy how like the times have changed so much, and just like the little small things like that.
Had guests and tickets, which we'll get into later, but mainly it felt like we were all part of this small, unique community on a little corner of the internet. Back then, the top games were barely cracking a few thousand players at once, and most sat way under that. That might sound like a downside, but honestly, in this case, less was better. You'd load into your favorite game and half recognize people from the day before. There were so few of us that you just couldn't help bumping into the same faces over and over again. You'd add someone because you played 2 rounds
this is prison life
of something together, and suddenly you're friends for years. And yeah, I already know how that sounds. Bro, you were a kid, of course it felt magical. You had no responsibilities and infinite free time. And that's true. I'll be the first to admit it was a mess in plenty of ways as well. The engine was rough. Half the games were broken tycoons with thumbnails stolen off Google, and there were glitches, scams, and exploits that could cost you your account literally around every corner. But
yep, I've been hacked twice on Roblox. I think that's one of the most traumatic things I've ever been through in my life.
It was fun in a way that's genuinely hard to find today. Even after you strip all that away though, the thing that really stuck with me were the games. Back then, there was none of this brain.
This is what I'm talking about. This is pure brain rot. It's like they have the contrast slider and put it to 200. Free, teleport, stage 1, emojis over here, plus 10 million speed. Like, dude, this is just like too much. And it works. It's a true and tried formula. They wouldn't be making these games if it didn't work. It's appealing to really young kids though, so it doesn't really work out for me.
Rock toddler bait clogging up the front page, meaning there was a lot more space on there to feature authentic, unique.
Like imagine the previous game we just looked at compared to this. So it looks like two different worlds
and enjoyable experiences. So pretty much anyone who's ever touched Roblox, whether you started in the 2000s or the 2010s or literally last week, has a couple of games that they would consider absolute peak. A little set of games that more than likely gives you this feeling called nostalgia. And nostalgia is actually a pretty interesting word. It's got a few different definitions, like reminiscing about your childhood and your younger years, a longing for home or familiar surroundings, basically homesickness, or a bittersweet yearning for the things of the past.
That's how I feel about nostalgia. Just like bittersweet, like man, I'm not gonna have that first experience of me playing hide and seek on Roblox for the first time again, which is fine. I mean, I grew up, things move on. I think it's so interesting though, like the whole concept of like nostalgia. Like, am I gonna feel nostalgia on how I'm currently living right now? Am I gonna make it in life and look at this like, man, that's so nostalgic. Like I was trying to make it on YouTube. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with life yet. Like, will that be considered nostalgic? Will I look at me doing like a World Cup watch party with my friends as nostalgic? Will I remember my first frat party as being nostalgic? I don't know. It's kind of an interesting concept and you can't really tell until you're older.
And it's that third one we're looking at today. That warm, slightly bitter.
But also, it's kind of different because back then we weren't really thinking about while we're playing these games, oh, this is gonna be nostalgic. I can't wait for me to be nostalgic about this in the future. We're just kind of living in the moment. But now that we're more conscious and our frontal lobes are a little more developed, now I'm thinking to myself, is this going to be nostalgic? Which maybe kind of ruins like the magic of nostalgia. I don't know.
Sweet feeling you get when something old resurfaces out of nowhere. An old song, a smell from your childhood, or in this case, a game you used to love. And for a second, it drops you right back into who you used to be, mixed in with the cruel reminder that you can't ever fully go back to how it was. Well, all this talk about old Roblox really got me wondering what made these games stick with us so fondly in the first place. And Roblox has changed so much these past few years with all the monetization and socialization updates.
This used to be like the most brain rot game back then and it doesn't even look that bad anymore.
Like voice chat, all these new features getting bolted on, that I started wondering, how have these old classic games even coped with all of this at all? Have they kept up? Have they adapted at all? Or have they just been left behind? So let's take a little trip back to a simpler time, revisit some of these games, and see what they've actually done to survive on a platform that barely resembles the one they were built for. One of the oldest games still standing strong on the whole platform has gotta be Work at a Pizza Place, made all the way back in March of 2008. Quick fun fact before anything else, it actually started as Work at a Krusty Krab in 2008, but it was taken down presumably due to Nickelodeon being pretty angry about someone using their characters.
I did not know that.
In a way they wouldn't make money off of. In 2009, the game was remade, this time being called the iconic Work at a Pizza Place. The whole premise of this game is basically centered around role-playing that you are employed. You and a bunch of other players get to run a pizza shop together, and you get to play as either a cashier, a cook, a pizza boxer, a delivery guy, and a supplier. We're not going to talk about the manager. Keep in mind, this whole operation only really works if everyone works together and plays along. Most of the time, it was a real shit show, especially in the kitchen with noobs walking into the ovens and
noobs? Oh my goodness, I haven't heard that word in forever. I gotta add that back to my vocabulary.
Getting burned to a crisp. Anyway, I think this whole idea is great, to be honest. There's no sort of final boss, no big end game, and nothing you're grinding towards, except maybe getting to customize your house a bit with the money you earn. It just proves that sometimes less is more. So how's it held up? Well, kind of perfectly, weirdly enough. It was the first game on the entire site to ever cross 100 million visits. It's well past 5 billion now, and on any normal afternoon, there's still 7 or 8,000 people in there making imaginary pizza. 16 years later. It still gets updates as well, like little house upgrades, seasonal updates, but nothing crazy that ever breaks what has already worked. It never chased any trend, and it never turned into some microtransaction slot machine for toddlers. It just stayed a comfy little pizza place the whole way through. Next up is Speedrun 4, which was made back in October of 2014, and if you think that shouldn't be considered old Roblox, just think about the fact that half the players on Roblox right now are probably younger than that game is.
Wow, that's kind of weird to think about. I love this game.
Found Speedrun 4 to be a pretty chill game. You could just put some background music on, sit back on your overpriced gaming chair, and enjoy the colorful maps that the game had to offer. The levels do get increasingly more brutal as you go on, and it's got that addicting one more go feeling where if you die at any point of the obby, you immediately go again without even thinking about it. For a game with such a simple essence, it did pretty good, winning back-to-back Bloxy Awards in 2015 and 2016. And even though
Those who know, you can jump from this to over here without having to go in the middle.
it's not at the top of the charts these days, it's still surpassed over 1.5 billion visits. But I'll be honest, revisiting Speedrun 4 was kind of disappointing. You could definitely see the modern slop of the platform creeping
Yeah, this is absolute slop over here.
into this classic game. First thing I noticed was
There's eggs in the game now, bro. Come on.
that a bunch of unoriginal features were added. Stuff like pets that follow you around, a whole cash and energy grind system, as well as unfortunately a gambling case opening mechanic that you can make faster through microtransactions and spending Robux. And don't get me wrong, the core gameplay loop is still great, although obviously it is a bit repetitive. The modern cash grab aspect of it though just kind of puts me off, but hey, at least it still gets updates, unlike the next game. Apocalypse Rising was released in 2012, and it
I never played this game. Or, yeah, 2012, I joined 2016.
was basically an attempt to recreate DayZ inside Roblox, a proper open-world zombie survival game, and the map was one of the biggest any game on the site had ever seen at the time. You'd spawn in with a gun, a knife, a flashlight, and some basic rations, and then you'd have to scavenge around the map for food and weapons. Being a zombie game, of course it meant that you were constantly being harassed by these guys while trying to loot, but since it was also a PvP game, other players were the real threat you had to watch out for, meaning you couldn't make a lot of noise, otherwise you'd be tracked down and killed for your loot.
I played a zombie game on Roblox recently, like literally 2 weeks ago. I go into this warehouse and I actually got jumped by 2 guys hiding in cars. I legitimately got scared. I was like flicking my mouse. I was like, dude, what the hell? On voice chat, and they didn't even respond. I was like, bro, there's no fun in that.
One wrong move and somebody or a group of people could wipe out hours that you spent scavenging. I remember playing this game basically on the daily with my friends, getting the most OP loot and then dying to exploiters, which unfortunately this game had a lot of, and it was something that happened very often. If you know, you know. Despite that, for a good while, Apocalypse Rising was massive. It won Game of the Year in 2013, and it pretty much invented the whole survival genre on Roblox. But it never really got to age gracefully. That is because the devs moved on pretty quick to start a sequel, and the original was pretty much abandoned and it completely stopped getting updated. That might not sound too bad, however, since the update stopped, so did the upgrades to the game's anti-cheat, which eventually led to the game being swarmed with even more exploiters. As you could probably guess, this slowly led to more and more players leaving, slowly killing it even more. The sequel, Apocalypse Rising 2, has been out for years now, and I'd say it's doing pretty well, even though a lot of the old players still miss the jankiness of the original, including yours truly. The next game on our list is the Normal Elevator, created back on March 26,
This is a good game.
2015. And the whole idea behind this game is that you step into an elevator, which, as you can guess, or maybe not, is not normal in the slightest. Once you're in, you get a timer, and when it hits 0, the elevator opens up on one of its 30-something floors. Some of the floors feature competitions, some are parkour segments, some of them straight up kill everyone in the elevator, and a few have NPCs that'll even ride along with you. When you survive a floor in the elevator, you earn some coins, which you can
Oh my god, I remember this cutscene, bro. This is nostalgic.
then spend in the shop on all kinds of weird items. As far as old games go, this one's genuinely one of the most fun, mostly because you never have a clue what you're gonna get next. And I'd say playing it with a group of friends is easily the best way to do it. It's also packed with references and little Easter eggs throughout the floors.
Oh yeah.
So half the fun is just spotting them as you go. Thanks in part to its bizarre premise, the Normal Elevator blew up and was a front page regular for years. I'd call it an absolute classic, now sitting at over 500 million visits. Unfortunately though, it's had a generational downfall because nowadays it's sadly scraping by with under 5
Oh, I always hated this cutscene. I always get sick by it. And whenever a parkour challenge always came on, I would always try to be the first, putting on shift log, like boom, 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 doing like 360s. And you wouldn't even get anything for being first, but it just felt so good getting in first.
500 players at a time. Now I want to talk about a game that hasn't really
Redwood Prison.
changed at all, in a good way. Prison life is
Oh wait, no. Prison Life, my bad.
It's a prison-themed roleplay game made in 2014, and it has a pretty simple gameplay loop. Basically, there are 3 teams with 3 separate goals. The inmates, whose goal is to escape, the criminals, whose goals range from helping inmates escape to killing guards, and obviously the guards themselves, whose goal is to prevent inmates from escaping and arrest the criminals. Playing it
My favorite thing to do is to be a prisoner, sneak into the police like armory area and just start shooting all the police officers and try spawn killing them.
recently really reminded me how engaging but also extremely annoying this game can be.
That would be me over there waiting at the door.
From getting abused by guards as an inmate to escaping and then harassing them in the prison, it's actually peak. I could honestly play this for hours without realizing, because it's just a very interactive game. Everyone can do anything they want, and it will somehow end up with the whole lobby shooting each other. Surprisingly, it can be a very try-hardy game as well, which I realized during my playthrough, but it does reward skillful players who put the time in, especially in PvP encounters. The game has like 2 game passes, and other than that, there's no bloat to the game
The SWAT game pass, I got that. I forgot what the other one was.
with unnecessary features. I remember Prison Life always being on top in the front page during 2016 and early 2017, despite rarely being updated. However, in 2023, the game lost a crazy amount of players, no longer reaching the top page.
I remember in the past, I would also join on an alt account on my phone, join the police side, and then steal the key card for myself so I can go into this area. I was such a genius.
And averaging less than 1,000 players every day, when suddenly, in September of 2025, for the first time in a decade, the game was updated. Some issues were fixed and new areas were added, but most importantly, the sniper rifle update was finally released. A moment of silence for those who never made it to see this day happen, and this made Prison Life once again explode in popularity, reaching 10,000 plus players per day. You could say this is the ideal ending for an old Roblox game. So that was old Roblox. Games that were made back when the whole point was just to make something fun. But going through all of those old games kind of made me want to flip it around and look at the complete opposite end of things. At what's
Escape McDonald's obby.
actually dominating the platform right now, since obviously there can be no good without there being evil. So let us take a look at what today's youth are playing. Okay, so we're here at the Roblox sign up page because we're actually creating a new account to test the Roblox platform. So we're gonna go ahead and put a random date over here. Let's say we're born in 2013. Seems about right for Roblox. I love Boblox. Bunch of numbers. Let's get a password up in here. There we go. There we go. And we're in. We're on Roblox. Okay, what is this? Access to popular games has changed. Let's check your age to see what you can still play. I'm on Roblox Select and I'm unchecked. This is not good. This is not good, guys. Let's unlock. Let's unlock Roblox. Okay, no, I'm not doing that. Let's see, what have we got here? The front page. We got Steal a Brain Rot. Okay. This
Boring. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, this seems like a good game. Let's play this. This is good. Okay, we're in. And as you can see, our chat is locked.
Okay, I'm actually gonna skip this chapter. I don't want to watch like slop.
So yeah, that's pretty much the state of the front page these days. And honestly, I could sit here and clown on these games all day, but that's kind of the
Ooh, Epic Minigames. I love this one.
easy part. Everyone already knows
Epic Minigames is low-key a go-to game.
what kind of slop is on the platform nowadays, but the games are only half of it. A lot of what I miss about old Roblox isn't the games at all. It's the features. Actual stuff the platform used to have and then just removed over the years. Take the forums, for example. Old Roblox had proper forums, a place where the community could go to hang out, argue, make friends.
Forums, I forgot about forums. I remember there used to be so much drama with forums where admins would get hacked and admins don't really have like a chat filter, so they just spam like porn links or swear words or just go crazy. The April Fool's hack and just, oh my goodness.
Share builds, plan in-game meetups, and you could actually even talk to some of the Roblox staff on there. For a lot of people, the forums were Roblox, more than even the games were. And on December 11th, 2017, Roblox shut them down. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend the forums were some perfect utopia, because they weren't. They were actually a moderation nightmare.
Okay, look, I kind of want to play Epic Minigames again, since like it's not just one game. There's a bunch of games in it, and it's like I have so many gears and stuff. Oh my goodness. I remember in the past I would dress my avatar like this. I have Corblox Death Speaker. I spent, I think it was like 150, 170 USD on just one Roblox item. Nowadays, however I dress, I just try to dress like a new player, since I don't want to like stand out. Like, I don't know, I don't want to do too much.
They got raided into the ground. There was genuinely nasty stuff on there. And Roblox is a platform mostly full of kids. So yeah, I get why a company looks at that and goes, this is a lawsuit waiting to happen. But they didn't even try to replace them. They just bulldozed them. And I think that was a big blow to the community back then. Same thing with ticks. Back in the day, Roblox had two currencies, not one. There was Robux, which we all know, and it's the stuff you buy with real money. And then there was ticks, or tickets. Ticks worked like this, and I want you to think about how insane it sounds by today's standards. You got ticks by simply logging into the game. That was it. Just for opening the site and being online that day, Roblox handed you 10 ticks for free. On top of that, every time somebody joined a game you'd made, you earned 8 ticks off of that as well. So if you built some dumb little obby or something, you'd log in the next day to a little pile of ticks you didn't have before.
And that just shows how innocent Roblox was back then, since, yeah, sure, I bet people exploited the system with ticks, made multiple accounts, and then they bought stuff with that. But it probably didn't happen that much, but until eventually that became a problem, and they had to remove that feature, which kind of sucks. I remember when I first joined Roblox, I didn't really know what Robux or ticks were, but I remember seeing the ticks icon, like the top right, because I joined when ticks was a thing. And I remember one day it's just gone, and I was like, why does my UI look different? Comes years later, I realized I could have bought stuff with it, but I never knew how to utilize it. I was like, man, the good old days is gone, even though I never utilized it.
And for kids who couldn't afford Robux, this was great news. You could save up ticks and actually buy stuff off the catalog without having to spend your parents' money to get Robux. But obviously, that's not very beneficial for a company like Roblox. So on April 14th, 2016, they removed them. Any ticks you were sitting on got wiped. And from that day forward, there was one currency, Robux. And Robux mostly means real money going in. They gave the usual reasons like people botting ticks or simplifying things for new users, all of which is fair enough and probably even true, but
simplifying is cap. It's definitely just a bot problem.
whatever the reason, the result was the same. The free alternative was removed and now you had to pay. And again, the same thing happened with guests. Guests were a way you could try out Roblox without fully committing and creating an account. You could just click play and enjoy any game as a guest. Roblox removed guests off PC on October the 2nd of 2017. And obviously the reason for them to do so is to get more people to register and create new accounts. I mean, think about it. A guest is a person who's playing but isn't officially a number yet. An account is a number, and Roblox's ultimate goal is obviously for the numbers to keep going up. So let's just line these dates up real quick. 2016, they killed ticks, and now the Roblox economy runs on real money. 2017, they shut down the forums, the main community hub where people gather to share their opinions. Also 2017, they get rid of guests, and suddenly everyone has to make an account. And then in March 2021 comes the big one. Roblox officially goes public. That means it becomes a publicly traded company.
Oh my goodness. I thought that would have been the best thing ever for Roblox. I remember telling my dad, okay, that was a joke, but let's sell the house and we can invest it all into Roblox stock and then we'll 5x like all the stock money. He was like, let's lower horses down. I thought it was like a foolproof plan. Obviously not going to sell the house, but maybe put like 1,000 into it. I remember he put some money into it, but dude, Roblox stock is down. Let me show you right now. Dude. Well, this is just the one day, but look, it's always going to point down for each ticker. Down 8% in the past 5 days. Down 36% in the past month. Down 45% in the past 6 months. Down 55% in the past year. Oh my god. And in the lifetime, down 48% in its lifetime, dude. Oh my goodness. I really thought it was foolproof because when it first came out, all right, it's going up and down. It peaked all the way at $134. I was like, dude, it's never going to go down. Boom. I guess there's a sudden surge. Oh, wow. This is like another peak here, like last year. This is probably when Steel Brain Rot and Grow Garden became huge. But dude, Roblox hasn't been doing it hot. Like, if you guys hear about Roblox wanting to put out dating on its platform for 17+ year olds, first of all, why even introduce that to a predominantly kids game? And 17+? Why can't we do 18 or even 21+? 17 is like predatory. I don't know what Dave Azuki's thinking, but every single time I hear news about Roblox, it's just like another L update after another L update
on the actual stock market, and that changes everything about what Roblox is for. Before, even as it got big, it could afford to focus on just being a good platform for the players. It didn't have to be obsessed with making money the way it is now, but now it's a public company, and a public company has—
And I saw a thing, because Roblox stock has been going down and down, losing like billions of dollars, they blamed the developers for not creating viral games. Like, bro, come on.
to stand up every 3 months and show the shareholders that profits went up. More players, more hours, more money spent on the game. That is Roblox's job now. So looking back at that list of changes with that in mind, killing the free currency pushes people towards spending real money, which is good for business. Forcing everyone off guests translates to countable, trackable users, which is also good for business. And the games themselves start getting built around the same things. Game passes, premium perks, loot boxes, rewards you pay to spin, or these endless grindy loops designed to keep you hooked. And it's not even Roblox being evil or anything like that, as I've seen some people claiming. It's simply what a company starts doing when its only end goal is profit. So after going through all of that, you'd think the story kinda just ends there. That old Roblox is gone, and that's that. But there's actually this whole community I stumbled onto that honestly blew my mind, because it turns out some people miss old Roblox so much that they've straight up rebuilt it themselves. This is what's called the Roblox revival scene. It's basically a whole community of people dedicated to recreating old Roblox, and it splits into two categories. The first category is recreations that exist on Roblox itself, games you can go play right now.
Really, I've never heard of this. Elevator of Chaos, Watch a Tree Grow, Forsaken, it's a good game, Catalog Heaven. This is kind of cool.
That simulate what the platform used to look and feel like. The biggest one is Retro Studio, which is kind of insane when you think about it, because it's basically an old Roblox studio running inside modern Roblox. You pick any year between 2009
Oh, this is inside of Roblox? I thought it was its own tab. That's kind of sick.
and 2015, and you can build and publish your own games in that exact era's style, including the old UI, the old textures, all of it. And then there's also the second category, which is even more complex. These are full-on emulators, meaning they are separate programs you download that run completely outside of Roblox. The big one is Novatus, a free launcher that lets you boot up actual old Roblox clients, and I don't think people realize how much work this stuff actually takes. These aren't official. Half of them even come with a little disclaimer saying they're not affiliated with or endorsed by Roblox at all. And it's not just one or two revivals out there either. There are entire curated lists, dozens of revivals sorted year by year, and nearly all of them are made completely for free by people who just wanted that specific era of Roblox back. Even though a lot of them are dead now or abandoned halfway, new ones keep popping up all the time. Playing these old Roblox emulators can
Hey, shout out to them. I think this outro is getting kind of dragged out, but shout out to this guy. W old Roblox.
Eating on some hot fries. Goddamn, my boy is hot outside. Please don't try to diss me.